I'm going to talk about the almost adopted standard TLS 1.3 and what it has for us for encryption security and for the industry. My name is Dmitry Belyavskiy. I represent Crypto.com, and one way or the other, I am involved in the implementation of Russian cryptography, encryption, in different software products, and this is my topic. This is my horse. Now, just a very backdrop of the standard, and its predecessor SSL protocol was developed more than 20 years ago. Originally, it was developed so that we could, so for e-commerce, so then the data concerning the plastic cards. So 1995, so the first version. SSL v2, SSL v3, 1996. So that's the next step, and then so banking cards, and then it went into ATF. So there were 3 versions of the protocol: TSL 1.0. So it's reliable, good. TSL 1.2, good, reliable virtual versions considered by many. And then 90% of web nodes supported by them. And so this year, the final assignation of the picture of FRC for TSL 1.3. So we've been working. They have been working at the last 4 years, and so it's finished now. Just we wait for the name assigned to it, and. So the main task that we had to address, so they are listed here. So first, to improve traffic protection. TLS protocol is a workhorse of almost all secure protocols at the transport level, and so then it offers the more security, the better, and then in the last 20 years, this is 20-year history, so many algorithms that we had in that protocol, so they became obsolete. So the computers became much more powerful. So 12-bit keys that were very good 15 years ago, but now those so they can be opened up and they're cracked very easily, so broken. And so that's why they need to be more sophisticated. And then the third thing is to make TLS faster, just to make this protocol connection TLS faster. Then this slide is what this protocol TLS 1.3 before TLS 1.3, what it looked like, and in one standard. Then we consider the basic variant of the handshake, and so then the old one is on the left of the slide, when the client and the server exchange information twice, so two double round trip, then encryption, then keys are designated and calculated, and then the red line means so since what moment the data becomes encrypted. So the new version of the protocol, the developers tried to ensure the protection of encrypted data, of as much data as possible. They wanted to increase this amount, and then the client immediately sends a certain set of parameters of encryption parameters, and after that, so they develop the common key, unencrypted, only client hello is unencrypted, and the open part of this part of parameters. What does it mean? Before TLS 1.3, becomes publicly used, widely used. So server name indication, host name was published, and then certificate was open as well. Was delivered in an open fashion, while host name is still open and is sent like that. So then the certificate now is part of the encrypted component of the handshake, and became encrypted and not open anymore. So now they are working on the server name to be encrypted as well. So they're working on it right now. It means that with the introduction of TLS 1.3, the DPI solutions that were built on the analysis of the certificate provided to the server, and so they're not applicable anymore. They would not applicable, and even other solutions that are based on server indication, so will become not needed. Sorry for this slide. And so TLS 1.3 provides for a faster content delivery. And while before TLS 1.3 we needed 2 round trips, were needed between the client and the server before the content could be delivered to the client. And in TLS 1.3, there's only 1 round trip, so the time for connection is twice as less, and the large content delivery networks are happy with that development. Then, when you establish the handshake, so all unreliable methods were taken out. So then, so there's one that is avoid Beckenbacher attack. So they replaced it with DSA. So then no more DSA certificates, no more static DH. They threw them out as well. Brand new PSK mode was introduced, and so then this mode, when the handshake is established, so when you refer to certain information established in the certificate, reflected in the certificate. So then during the development of TLS 1.3, so there was just an open battle against for bringing back certain capabilities that allowed the people to get involved in the traffic and to decipher the traffic, because in large corporate networks we want to know at any point so what's happening there and how can we do it without de-encrypting the traffic, and so we have to do it, and interference is justified. So TLS 1.3 include another requirement that all handshakes meet the requirements of perfect forward secrecy. Means that if the traffic has been written and then he got the keys, so he will not be able just to de-encrypt the traffic. But as I was saying, not many were happy with it. So there was an attempt. The first attempt was made in the fall of 2016. So when the TLS protocol, when they asked the TLS protocol to return RSLA keys, so that a perfect word fixer does not have this perfect forward secrecy, then there was a suggestion not to change in the specifications and to allow the secondary use of the parameters of DZIF and this random Diffie-Hellman, yes, allow repeat Diffie-Hellman random data, which is very difficult to monitor by the end user, but allows to decipher this track. And then they suggested a number of variations of the 3-side protocol. So then it's kind of 3-side protocol when they add the third key and the owner of this double key, this third key, so can decipher. And so the community refused it, but I think that the battle is still going on. although just they said no to all this. Then algorithms. So then encryption cipher modes. So we have only the algorithms AES, two options. Then and then this and cha-cha, and all the all encryption algorithms of all of them. So we have only one, which verifies open data that is connected to the packages. So CBC were taken out. So the old this triple, Eric, Amelia, Aria, so old CHA1, MD5 have been taken out, and CBC modes were killed. So then the TLS compression was taken out. That was attacked many times. That allowed to decipher. So all of them. So then this is the Cypher suits redesign. That's what it looks like right now. Now so we have this encryption mode is separate, and then the authentication key separately exists as well, and the function, the random function that generates keys. So they replace it for a more reliable one. So then a new mode appeared, zero RTT. So when the connection between after a pause, it goes to a different level, which does not provide for the perfect forward tickets, and which is vulnerable to replay attack, and so it does no perfect secrecy, no perfect forward secrecy, but it allows you to use the already protected, secured data. So when they developed the standard, so then we realized that number of middle boxes does not get through, does not process the simple options of the handshake, and it does not let it go through. And so we have to go back. The handshake TLS 1.3 to old versions to do the redesign, and so make handshake more similar to previous handshake predecessor modes. Then about support. So support, so they develop in this OpenSSL 1.1.1 release, which is being developed. It's supported. Then Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, so they are supported in beta version as well. Then in NSS libraries protected, so large CDMs said about the support, immediately announced, and there's a 2016 Cloudflare, Akamai, so they declared that they support that. So there's hope that right after, so we get this RFC number. So the protocol will spread quickly. Yeah, will spread quickly. Conclusions. So we have this almost brand new protocol from scratch. It's the safest TLS protocol, the fastest TLS protocol. So now waiting for encrypted SNI, and waiting for DTLS. And in Russia, we are waiting for the connection of newer algorithms. Ghost algorithms. So Stanislav Smyshlaya from CryptoPro is developing these documents for ETM. So then anyone who wants to join, welcome. Questions? Thank you. We have two mics. We have several mics. So we have anyone who wants to have perfect secrecy. My question has to do with were you planning to abandon something in an open text? In TLS 1.3, they promise, and they have not done it. Yes, they haven't done it. Yeah, so there are two subjects. So they're still being worked upon, and they generate discussion, and so they're striving to do that eventually. Any prospects, timelines, and that was asked ETF, very difficult to give you the deadlines. So once there is a good option that everyone is happy with, so like the colleagues before the break spoke about, it was a consensus. So there will be immediately the timelines. Camellia, so Cha-Cha, does it work anyway? Yes, Cha-Cha has been, even in 1.2 it works. Yeah. And Chrome supports it for more than a year, so it works very well, Cha-Cha. Then Firefox, I don't know, I think yes too, right? Windows, what about Windows? In Windows, Windows we have their own browsers or embedded browser in Windows. Please go ahead. I can hear you. When you use encrypted, so identify yourself before you ask your question. When you use the encrypt, how do you balancing? So question, but it's no secret that so site CDN. So there is a balancer that sends the queries, disseminates queries. So there's no answer to this question. That's it. One of the few questions that we have no answer to. So there will be no balancing, right? No, I hope it will appear eventually, but we don't know the timeline and the deadline.